Good morning, we are back, and so is this absolute beauty. LMA Manager 2003. We've been having a great time prior to our little breakaway, and we are back with it this morning. Firstly, though, good morning to everyone popping in. Liam and Rob already in the chat, good to see you here. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you all enjoyed the FA Cup final yesterday and a fun week of football. Lots of good playoff games across England and Scotland, and more of them hopefully to come over the next week or so. Scotty Mac, good morning to you. Hopefully we're about to poach one of your best players. We'll see if it comes off or not. I think there'll be a few others interested in him. But Ronan Hale would certainly be a good signing for us. I wouldn't complain. How are we all going? How much did we all enjoy the FA Cup final yesterday? Of course, next Saturday we're hoping we'll be able to do a live watch along of the Scottish Cup final. But whether or not that will come off, we'll wait and see. Liam, you missed a cracker. Absolute cracker of a cup final. Nice to see Pep having a little tantrum at the end as well. So for those of you who haven't been here or can't remember what happened 9 days ago, if we go down and he'll probably join you. Yeah, but Scott, some of the other players, teams, that were linked with him were quite like championship, possibly going up to championship. So I think Charlton were one. If they go up, he'd be the first choice there, wouldn't he? So it's going to be a tricky one for us. We're back to finding it difficult to attract players again. FA Cup was funny. Wasn't really a good match. So I don't know. I thought it was an interesting match. Good match is a different word, but it was an interesting match because you had two different styles of play. You knew Palace were going to be lethal on the counter-attack. You knew City were going to keep the ball. And I actually thought City were pretty ruthless on it. Obviously, add in refereeing controversy. Add in desperation from City at the end. Some silly yellow cards. Not handling losing very well. It was an interesting one. Liam, hate the FA Cup final now. What happened to it? Yeah, I mean, at least the one thing that's good out of this new deal, and it's not good that it's not the final game of the season, but at least they've taken away all the Premier League games on the same day, because that used to be the worst. When you used to have a Premier League fixture list and then just an FA Cup final in the middle. Tom, yeah, I will be straight after this. But got to do my work first. 9 days away. But yeah, definitely will be after. But yeah, I like that the FA Cup had its own day yesterday, even if it's not the final game of the season, which of course we all know it should be, as you've got in Scotland next week. Yeah, if you need to, Tom, Amy will be there. If you give her a 10 or 15 minute warning, shouldn't be a problem. So for those of you who weren't here last time, I'm trying to, my controller has briefly stopped working there. Here we go. Right, so for those of you who weren't here last time, we were absolutely flying prior to the breakaway. We got ourselves up to top spot. Us and Bournemouth have only lost one game apiece. But we're both in a very good position compared to what is fourth place, isn't it? If it was just the top two, there might still be jeopardy. But we are now 13 points clear. And I probably owe a few of you an apology because I was a bit worried about selling Maddison, the 33-year-old midfielder, on deadline day. But it's worked out a bit of a treat because we've ended up getting in some properly good players. Oh, Tom, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem at all. We'll be done by about 11:30 and just invite yourself round. I never mind. Drop Bear, good evening to you. Good morning from over here. Hope you're keeping well. Rob, it's amazing how bad City are, though. It's not even that they're bad. Like, going forward, they were a little bit disjointed, but they had good chances they were still creating. Defensively, they're an absolute mess. They're so poor. And maybe it's in retrospect where, you know, a lot of people used to criticise and say, Stones and Walker aren't really that special. And you actually realise how good some of these players were when you're looking at the rest of them. He's a very good shot stopper, but I don't think Ortega's a brilliant organiser or commander. Yeah, their wide players aren't as good. I feel like Pep is almost making a point with Grealish because on the occasions he has played in the big games recently, he still looked better than them two. I mean, the only thing I can remember Doku doing yesterday was a dive, and Savinho, he's a box of tricks, but he's got no final product whatsoever at the minute, which is a shame. But then equally you say they haven't got that base in midfield. They are missing clearly legs. And I think what you're going to see is some big earners go off the wage bill. So De Bruyne is obviously going to be one. I think there'll probably be a couple of others. I still wouldn't be shocked if Ederson went this year. I wouldn't be shocked if there was another surprise one somewhere as well. And then I think you'll see probably 6 or 7 younger, hungrier players come in. A couple get promoted like you've seen with O'Reilly and Rico Lewis. And I think City will go in with a very different approach. But it's the first time where Pep's going to have to do something a little bit different. Nice to see Palace win. Yeah, absolutely. We're my granddad's a Palace season ticket holder, so obviously nice for him to finally see a trophy after 80 odd years. And look, they played really well. They played to their game plan brilliantly. You can see it kind of reminds me a bit. I don't want to bring us into it every time, but when Luton were going through the divisions, when you see the way the team interacts at the end, there's something that's clicked between them. It's brilliant. And you just have to hope it's not torn apart before they get their go in Europe. Because obviously next year they're going to be in the Europa League. And the last thing you want is them to lose 2 or 3 stars before that campaign, which we have seen with other clubs before. And then they've struggled with the Thursday night. Hopefully Palace can go on and push on with 2 or 3 more. I still think they'll lose 1 this summer. Maybe the Gahey deal finally happens now, if Newcastle go into the Champions League. But if they can then use that to replace him and get 2 or 3 other brilliant players and not lose the rest, there'll be a handful. Mateta, Eze, brilliant players. They've obviously brought in the other Essa from Millwall, but they're going to need another 2 or 3 players near that quality, probably not of it, to be able to compete with Thursday and Sunday. And that's the question mark. I'm just trying to cover up this one patch of light that was shining on me. There we go. The makeshift blind. I'm trying to figure what to do with 3 million transfer budget in Wales. Now I'm a full 2-star rep. Drop bear, what I normally used to do, and it depends whether you're just trying to build your team on a nation, is I would go and get youngsters who were the best from other clubs in the nation before they were poached from like English clubs or Scottish clubs. I would get the deal for them and then offer them back on a 2-year deal and with a 50% sell on. So then some of the money would go to other clubs later in the save, because it doesn't work out brilliantly in FM, does it? So we're top of the league with Darlington. The run we were on in the last stream, we won 3-1 at Southend, 4-0 Shrewsbury, 2-1 Brentford in the FA Cup. A lot of you will have watched this now over on YouTube last week. And thankfully, we come back this morning without the hiccups, which is something nice as well. If we have a look at the squad, we're still without Naylor, who's long-term injured. Betts is out injured at the moment for 3 more weeks. So 2 of our first 11 down, but otherwise doing pretty well and looking pretty handy. So let's skip ahead to the first game of December, where we're away at a National League team, or a conference team as it was then, in Farnborough Town. One that may well be a little bogey side for us. I'm hoping we'll be able to avoid that. So let's go and have a look at them, see how good they are. Farnborough Town there. They've got some good players. Griffith's 1 month left on his loan. Of course he has. But even then, they've got players who are up at our level. So definitely not the poorest side in the world. He's on more of a wage than any of our players, including Neil Wainwright, by the way. And we also need to be wary of wages here and contracts, because there's some people who are running out soon. We've only got 190 quid available. So I want to be quite careful with it. We're going to double his Man of the Match awards. Try and offer him 2 extra years. I want to get the younger ones and the better ones tied down. Make sure we don't end up too short as a squad next season. So if we can add a little bit on for some of these, then absolutely brilliant. Let's try it. Let's get a couple of deals done there. Let's skip ahead to the FA Cup. I did sign a youngster from United for free who scored 34 in 37 games. Not bad at all. Good going there, Drop Bear. Oh, excellent. Hodgson accepts the contract. Little wants a longer one. I'll give you 2 years. I don't want more than that. Yeah, my thing, Drop Bear, was always to try and get people out on loan as quickly as possible before their reputation increased. I know there is the brilliant second yellow card database for building a nation, but I just don't feel you should have to do that to make it work in FM. We've seen plenty of examples in other nations where teams can improve their attendance sort of 5 or 10-fold. And other teams in the nation catch up a bit, but it just doesn't happen in FM. I hope that's something that changes. And while we're all here as well, what are the football watching plans for today? Has anyone got anything exciting on the horizon? For me, I'll be turning my attention to the Women's FA Cup final at lunchtime. And then speaking of Welsh football, we'll be... do I offer him 4 years? I'll try it. We'll be watching the European Places playoff final, which is at 5:10 on S4C. So, Rob, my plan is... There's loads of Premier League games, but I'm not sure any of them are brilliant. Liddell has rejected the contract. I don't really want to offer him much more a week. I know he's a good player, but he's replaceable. So yeah, the Women's FA Cup final should be a decent game. But I can understand, obviously, not everyone's going to want to watch that. But if you look at the other one, so the early game is Everton-Southampton, the final game at Goodison. Then it's West Ham Forest, which is not going to be an entertaining one, I wouldn't have thought. Arsenal-Newcastle, it's a big game in the battle for second, but I'm not sure it's going to be the best game in the world. But for me, it'll be Haverford-West v Carnarvon because there's plenty riding on it. And I'll watch the Women's FA Cup final at 1:30 as well. And they're the 2 games on free TV, which is what I've got now. And I guess, Birchie, you'd want me to mention that the feature Serie A game this evening is Parma-Napoli, which is a cracker too. And don't forget, we'll be back here on Wednesday evening watching Spurs v United. It is free on Discovery Plus for anyone who wants to watch it. Oh, I've just knocked the fan on with my toes. I wonder why it's gone very cold here all of a sudden. I'll see the Everton ladies side, which will be playing at Goodison, which is nice to see. Yeah, absolutely. Good they've made use of it as a football ground and not just knocked it down for like flats and whatever else has happened so often. So good to see that they're keeping it as a sports venue. And for a women's side, that's actually a huge deal. So I hope they can push on to the next level because it's a really impressive feat, actually. But you know what? I'm going to go big here on the Man of the Match award, and I'm going to push the contract length down and see if he takes it. They're not great, Rob. They're not as good as they were, but they won it last year and turned up. And if they can stay in the game, it should be competitive. The Chelsea women's side are better. There's no doubt in that. I mean, since the manager left at Arsenal, I think them and Arsenal are the 2 standout sides. City have got a couple of brilliant players. And obviously United haven't been helped by the fact that the owner of the club is cutting their services and saying he doesn't care about them, which is why so many have left, of course. But it should still be a decent game. Liam Hart's Kilmarnock at 3. Is there anything left to play for in Scotland other than the relegation playoff? Scottish Premiership table. Let's have a look. So it's just between Ross County and Dundee, isn't it? So Hearts Kilmarnock is a nothing game. So it's just the 10th v 11th. Are you confident, Scotty Mac? Was going to go to the Ross County game. But it's Sunday and public transport is non-existent in the Highlands on a Sunday, so I'll watch whatever is on the TV. Fair enough. It's a very fair assumption. I'll probably be like that if Luton are in mid-table next year. Do I want to spend 40 quid on a return train, or do I want to watch it on TV? Right, National Cup against Farnborough. They're not actually a bad side, so I'm not going to go silly and rotate too much. I am tempted to just make a couple of tweaks. I mean, these 2 are identical, so I feel like I should give McGurk a game. Otherwise, I think we can go as strong as need be. We've got a battle again between Clark and Hodgson. Clark is the younger one, and Clark is actually rated slightly better. I know Hodgson's been scoring, but we'll go for him. There's a risk, obviously, to play someone like Wainwright. Maybe that's the one change I do make. Because Mellenby's a good player who doesn't really get much of a shout out. But it does make us far more even. So I'll make sure we keep him on the bench. I think we'll leave it at that. Get your money on Spurs and Aberdeen to win their cup finals. With Palace and Bologna winning the cup, seems like the year of the underdog. That's a harsh on Bologna, who have been... I don't even know if Bologna will have been an underdog for that game against Milan, because they're such a strong side. I think it's just based on reputation rather than the size of the club. Aberdeen have been atrocious for half a year. If they'd been the Aberdeen at the start of the year, perhaps. Spurs United, can I be honest? I know Spurs haven't won trophies, and that's maybe why you edge United to it. A bit like City yesterday. You would have said, I think City will probably win on experience, but they're both pretty average sides at the minute. Is there a real genuine favourite in the Spurs United game? I'm not sure there is. Let's watch the highlights, shall we? Do it properly today. You did, to be fair, Scott, you did say you're going down. I was impressed by how Livingston managed the first leg. I've got to be honest, Scott, I watched the second leg on the train back up on Friday. Sorry, Gary. Yeah, I thought Livingston were awful in that first half. Partick should have gone one up early. Livingston looked really ropey defensively. And it was only because that centre half of Partick kept doing bloody Cruyff turns and giving the ball away that they got their chance to score. So I thought on another day against better opposition, so say you were a little more ruthless on the counter, I think you could have had 2 or 3 in that first half against a Livingston side playing like that. I was surprised by how poor they were in managing it. We have Steve May and he always scores against us. There's always the little superstition thing, isn't there? Yeah, drop bet. Welcome to Welsh football, that, isn't it? 0-0 was the favourite in United Spurs. No, there's too many defensive howlers in them for that. Maybe 1-1. Part of me does think Spurs will win it, because if they play on the counter like they did in a couple of the bigger games recently, I think they've managed their Europa run better. I know United were brilliant for a couple of games, but again, though, Kulusevski's a big miss going the other way, so I don't know. And drop bet, that's the right answer, isn't it? Who's the least poor of them? Can we take advantage of this dominance early here? 36 minutes, could do with a goal. Not taking it yet. Yeah, Rob, I do wonder if that's going to be the key. Not having that Kulusevski or Maddison, that creative player. But then equally, you would say they've got their first choice defence back now, and in recent European games have looked good away from home. But I do think it'll be a terrible game. Not a good throw. Come on, let us have a goal. We can't have an FA Cup replay, can we? It doesn't look like the goal's coming. Everything's straight at the keeper. Although we are getting highlight every 2 minutes, which is a good sign. Oh, don't put us 1-0 down after all this. Don't put us 1 down after dominating. Thank God. Be interesting to see who plays in goal drop there. I wonder if they'll be able to shift him to Saudi this summer, because Amorim clearly doesn't want him. Two minutes to go. I think we're going for a replay, unless... Ah, good goalkeeping. Not going to happen, is it? One more chance. Is it a corner kick? No, throw-in. 0-0. That's interesting. Scott going to start a new save later. Was discussing it the other night, so I decided to try it. Elgin City, no badges. Try and rule Scotland. Ah, it's great fun, Scott. Great fun. It's one of my main contenders for next year. I mean, Wainwright did come on in that game. Didn't make a difference. It's a real wasted chance to avoid an extra game. Hopefully at home it'll be easier. I think if Amorim had his way, he would replace 7 or 8 of that team. I'm not sure he's going to, though. I think there's areas he's got to prioritise, and goalkeeper and defence and the back half of midfield. Basically, the defensive half of the team will be his priority. Right, I'm going to have to let the little deal go. Hodgson signed a deal, which is great. We've got a 30-year-old who's refusing to sign anything than an upgraded pay on a 4-year contract, which isn't right. Ian Clark, he's an okay backup. I don't want to pay him more. If he'll take a deal, then brilliant. Scotty Mack, are you going to be one of the many at Sampdoria? I have a feeling that save might be popular somehow. It's definitely a contender for me as well, but I haven't decided yet fully. Have the Welsh League up to a lofty 66th in Europe. Hey, there's nothing like slow progress, is there? Not going to give Ford a new deal yet. McGurk can have one. Anyone else? Sheeran's going anyway. How are we doing on the advertising boards? We've got 2 weeks to go, and then we've got quite a lot coming up, actually. 8 boards then. Tempted by another Sampdoria, but it's a little too obvious. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for something else to rear its ugly head. There will be a few about. Obviously, Luton's going to be a contender on that front as well. To be honest, the real contender for me, if they can sort out the English League so it's well playable, I'd love to take on Bedford Town. Obviously, fairly local to Luton. I've ended up in the National League North, which is going to mean a lot of travel costs and difficulties for them. I'm intrigued. I just think it'd be a really interesting one. Clark wants a longer contract. You can have a longer contract and you can have a bit more on that. Betts, you can have a longer contract. You can have a bit more on that. Mellenby's just rejected it. So we'll try and offer him a little bit more there. He's not going to get man of the match off the bench too often, is he? McGurk. Go on then. Off you go. Apparently United have two transfer lists. One for if they win Europa League and one for if they lose it. Well, Liam, that'd be most clubs. Most clubs would have, same as Luton would have had one for relegation and for staying up. So absolutely, that's spot on. But one of them will be the list if they win the Europa League, where he can farm out as much as he wants and bring in the extra players because they'll have the finances from the Champions League. And if they don't win it, he's just going to have to sort of suck it up and do it over 2 years instead. Right, they're all rejecting their deals, which is lovely stuff. I thought when Hodgson just accepted his, this was going to be quite easy. I mean, all of these lads are under 30, so it's not really a big issue. We will offer an extra 10 quid a week to Mellenby, see what he does. And the same for McGurk, because 10 quid a week's not going to hurt us too much. Took me a while, but 1-2 Champions League in a row before my laptop died and I lost the save. Ah, what a grim time that is. Now I'm off to Albania to play KF Turta in a Champions League first round qualifying. Right, so now he's just rejected the deal, Ian Clark. So we'll see if we can get him done. Betts has rejected as well. I do hate how hard it is to get contracts sorted on this one. I mean, if the worst happens, we've tied down most of our first 11 now. It's not like we're going to be gutted by anyone going. All still reject him. Right, we've got to be careful. 480, final offer. Man of the match, 400. Betts, 400 final offer. Mellenby, 400 final offer. McGurk. Ah, you don't deserve more. 290. Have a good one, Liam. Thank you very much for popping in. Enjoy your activities for the day. I should look in the youth team, really, because there was that good striker, but he hadn't scored. He hadn't scored in 21 games. Oh, what's going on down there? And the problem is when you get promoted, you don't often get that much of a budget. And we've already got loan players we're relying on too. Ian Clark's accepted. McGurk has accepted. Right, we're making progress. Can I do this without upping the wages anymore? 500 on that one. 500 on that one. I'll take that. Was that a funny moment in qualifying this season just gone? Played Mulder in the second round of the Champions League qualifying. Got knocked out in the third round Sparta Prague. Now had to play Mulder again in Europa League playoff. Yeah, it does happen quite a lot in this year's FM drop there. More than it should, to be honest. But it's maybe just part of the way the seeding system works. Do I go higher? One more. Very tentatively one more. Hull City away today, then the cup replay. So we go strong today and then we'll rest what we need to in midweek. Connor, good morning to you. How's the National League South build going for Dover? I've just seen that Bedford Town are in the north for this year, so I'm going to be doing plenty of trips to see them and new grounds around here. Although most of my local clubs missed out. I just wish Guiseley had gone up. It would have been perfect. Hull City rated better than us there, but we haven't got Wainwright in yet, which will make a difference. We've not got the left back fit yet, but Valentine back in for McGurk. I think everyone's fully fit. They are. We're going to bring Hodgson in for Clark. He's not as good, but he's scoring more goals, which is the important thing. Little's still skipper. McMahon, Wainwright, yep. And now we're pretty evenly rated. Hull are one of the best sides on paper in the division. We get a run at the old Boothbury Park. Bala is my new ground now. I'm expanding the main ground, so a short hour or so drive for home match. It could be worse than that. Get this sun out of the way again. There we go. It's not any better, is it? There's a good whole side. You got Stuart Elliott up top. You got to be careful with him. Connor, only one sign so far, but a lot under the Bosman ruling. A couple of saying they'll sign, hopefully. To be honest, Connor, it's common in non-league, isn't it? Over the summer period, they'll go and look to see what else is about, how much money they can get offered, if they can get a club more local to home, depending on where they're from. Like, we've had all those conversations with non-league pros over the years, and it's always the same. Let's go and see how we got on against one of the best sides in the division. A disappointing start against Farnborough in the FA Cup. A replay to come on Monday. But can we do the job in this competition?
Darlington went into today's fixture in the middle of a spell of indifferent form.
Indifferent form? One draw after 6 wins in a row, Gary. Come on. And we are back with FM06 tomorrow as well with Luton. Looking forward to that. Find the club to pay compensation. That should help us. Absolutely, Connor. Through ball for Darlington. Good start here. In he goes. 1-0. No, what a save. Matt Glennon to the rescue for Hull. That's superb goalkeeping. And now it's Hull on the attack. Can our keeper do the same if put under the pressure? He's about to be. And he saves it. That'll do. I think we're going to be losing a few we don't want to this year, Connor, as well, to be fair. It does look like Hull are starting to get on top here. And no real glorious chances just yet. Yeah, good keeper. I remember in some of the earlier FMs, he always used to be a free agent or available for cheap. We've nicked the ball high here. Take a 1-0 win on the roads. Straight to the keeper. Corner kick. Oh, good save again, Glennon. He's having a worldie of a game. Won't have a big budget either. Got Folkestone who will have double or triple our budget in the league below. Yeah, it's always the worry, isn't it? And there we go, one down as well. That's one of the things I feel sorry for with Bedford, obviously, because they're so southernly based. They're, what, 10 miles north of Luton. You've then got a position where they're going to have to dedicate a lot of their budget towards travelling costs now. Chip forward. Into the box. That's a penalty, but we're in. Great advantage. Oh, he's put it wide. We're yet to score a goal in this stream, which after flying is a shame. I really don't get it, Rob. I'm in the same boat as you here, having watched him for a long time in the past. When he was playing in non-league. I don't get it. I think he's a solid defender. He's an old-fashioned classic, but he's not even League 1 level for me. I'd have him as a League 2 National League defender. Solid career. He somehow put himself in that boat. Fair play to him. He's maximised his career. He's done brilliantly, but it does surprise me. Oh, last minute. Thought we were going to score a worldie. Phil for Merthyr, Connor. Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, Santos spent a lot of the first half of his career on non-league, and he just sort of blossomed from nowhere, really. Great final yesterday. Not the best game in the world, but really interesting. Full of flashpoints. The Hull City win 1-0 in a league table. That puts the gap down to 11 now because they are in 4th spot. Bournemouth are on 46 and they must have won. Who did they play? Bournemouth won 2-0 at Shrewsbury. They've got a very good side. You can see some of the players there. So it's not going to be easy to win the title. But if we're in that top 3, I'm happy this season. I don't care what the rest of the circumstances are. The only reason I want to get all the contracts tied down, even if we pay a bit more, is you do get transfer offers in LMA 03. So you're always going to get a transfer fee for them, which is important. And obviously keeping the squad as full as possible is crucial. These two are really starting to irk me now. My patience is wearing thin. Farnborough in the cup next, so we're going to have to rest people because it's only 2 days apart. Accepted. Mellenby. What is wrong with you? Seriously, lad. He's going to get a start today, but against Farnborough, we're going to have to rotate a lot. I need people fresh for the league. Getting promoted is the crucial thing this season. Not going to change the keeper because I don't have an option. However, in defence, I can't really play Pearson because, I mean, even for this level, he's too poor. I can bring McGurk in and give one of these guys a rest. Probably going to be Sasansky, who's the least fit of the three. McGurk looks quicker, but not as good in the tackle or the header. But then you could say the same for Valentine, to be fair. So we'll just stick with it like that. Midfield, struggle for Kakalov on the left-hand side. So Clark for him. Mallambi can come in for Wainwright again. And then Ford can go in for one of them. McMahon or Niven's going to be McMahon. And then up front, Hodgson's struggling a little, so Clark will go in there. I think we will be the second best team here. Yeah, Connor, he had a really average first half of his career. It's such a bizarre one. There you go. Mallambi will be on all of them. We're slightly better still on paper, but maybe this is the old classic. Don't turn the game off when you're doing well. Don't go away for a week and then come back and see this. And by the way, I should say, I haven't been on stream since non-league finals day last Sunday. Brilliant day. Magnificent. Always delivers that day. Connor, did you go in the end, didn't you? Whitstable Town, the first game, the FA Vars final, always the best of the two. Happens every single year. It's a shame in a way. I know it's great for the underdog that Spennymoor got there, but it's a shame it wasn't Rochdale because it wasn't that competitive a final. I know that Spennymoor had the best chances on the break in the first half, but unlike Palace yesterday, they didn't take them. And in the second half, they just ran out of steam. We win 1-0. I'm not going to bore you with all the highlights for the cup replay. A 1-0 win against Farnborough. An unexciting day. There you go. So you were in the bottom tier below where I was, Connor. Because we always go in that neutral area, which obviously wasn't that neutral this time. But being so many Aldershot fans did means that all of the food things were open and that, which was nice. How did Spennymoor not score that counter? Oh, they had 2 in the first half that were brilliant. And one of them, just fantastic, the first breakaway. But that's the difference, isn't it? If they score that and they've got something to cling on to, it becomes a very different game again. It was actually quite a similar match to the first game, where the team who lost had the best chances on the break in the first half and then just ran out of steam later on. But it was nice that the first game went to extra time as well. When that happens, you don't have that big break between the two, which is great. 30 grand for winning the cup game. Mallambi, do you know what? You can go. I've had enough. I'm not paying the world for you. But always a great day out. And obviously, because Aldershot were fairly southern, first ever time at Wembley, brought loads of fans. It was a massive attendance as well. A bit like the year where Wrexham and Bromley played there. Obviously, that was on a different scale, but massive crowds.
Sheffield United at home to Blackburn Rovers.
Ah, Connor, see, I always just do the final whistle bit at the end. We used to try and do like match day vlogs and that, but then I thought, you know what, I want to watch the game. So when we go to games now, podcast or just one of us, we say, we'll do a little bit at the end and that's it. Kick the fan on again. Waiting for that big cup draw. Who are Darlington going to get? I tell you what, Middlesbrough via Lee RMI, that's not bad going, is it? I would have said Grimsby Norwich, but Grimsby a championship in this or League Division 1. Margate v Arsenal. That's insane. What an FA Cup draw this is. TNS in this save. I've gone from 1.5 star to 1 star. Now I'm up to 2. Oh, we've got a team below us in Division 3. We've got a winnable third round FA Cup tie. Bring in the money. Luton are away at Fulham. Are there any other standout draws there? I got excited by that. Stevenage Charlton. 4 divisions between them in this save. Walsall, Chelsea, again, only one division in this one. That's a great draw. We could get to the 4th round. And then you've got a great chance of getting a big boy and a bit more prize money. TNS drop bet are one of the greatest enigmas in FM 24 and even the more modern FMs prior to that. Swansea match has been postponed to the 30th of January. That's fine. They're such a strange side. They just never seem to deliver in there. As soon as there's a human side in the league, they fall away. It's almost weird. You don't want to win the league the first few years so they can build up a bit of money and compete. But sort of happened with us in Northern Ireland, didn't it? When we were a distillery, Larne and Linfield competed and then they both won a European trophy themselves. But it doesn't happen any other way. Right, let's get back to our first 11. We're still without the left-back bets, but we can bring everyone else back in and then we'll see how fit everyone is. So let's just go to our first 11 and then we'll adjust it if we need to from there. For Clark, he did score the winner in that one. I might stick with him in this game. McGurk back out for Sasansky. So as it stands, that's our strongest 11. Little's fit enough. Niven struggling a little. So maybe Niven out as our only one. Or do I just keep him in? Like, he's not that unfit. Let's go for it. McMahon on free kicks. Wainwright on corners. Wainwright should still be on pens and is. See how we get on against Macclesfield. Connor was at the Green Man pub before the game. What an atmosphere it was. Ah, lovely. So for me, I always love the day. Like, we go down about maybe 10 o'clock, soak up about an hour of the atmosphere outside. Especially that first game in the bars with semi-pro teams. There's always a lot of family, friends and local community people about that know all the players. Then we normally go in about half an hour before the first game. And just have a brilliant time. Like, it's such a good day out. To go to Wembley for 30 quid, watch 2 cup finals. People who it means the world to be there. Like, it's a brilliant day. Roll on next year. Results, 0-0. We've drawn 0-0 again. Conlon got sent off. Wainwright missed a penalty. What is going on here today? Did Bournemouth win? They drew 1-1 with Hull. Swansea lost 2-1 at home, so no one's actually gained ground on us here. But we're having a bit of a sticky patch. Maybe, yes, we're playing better teams, but that's a strange result. I'm not sure why the goals have dried up so much. And with that long-term Naylor injury, maybe we have to look elsewhere in January. Though we haven't got a wage budget, maybe we can do something. Watched 2 finals in 1 week and the 2 teams I wanted to win. I'm claiming the good luck charm. Hey, don't complain. It's a brilliant effort. It was nice for me to watch some football that I could relax and enjoy after a few weeks of Luton at the end of the season. Obviously, Guiseley falling apart in the final. St Albans went down. He used to be local to me. Obviously, Farsley Celtic are one of my other local clubs now. They've been demoted to Step 5. So, it's all worked out pretty poorly. But at least there's a good few Yorkshire clubs in League One. Drop there, that's a very good attendance in the Welsh leagues. I don't know if I got past that much. Right, we need 8 hoardings. I'm trying to remember what our average is here. I think the average is about 190 for the best ones. So, that's 150. 190 from Ford. Remember 190. 170. Less than 150. 180? 180, 170, 140, 160, 170, 150, 160, 200. Kit Kats for the winner so far. Less than 150, 150, 190. Less than 150, 150, 200. Scotty Dog Design and Kit Kat are the 2 to go for. So, first up is Kit Kat, because that was a longer deal. And then the other 4 we'll do there. We're gradually building the sponsor income. Don't know why our crowd was so low for the Macclesfield game. Was nice not being so tense after the last 3 Dover games were all high pressure. Yeah, but at least you won yours, Connor. At least you won yours. You're not getting too much sympathy from me. I like how the referee disagreed with a lot of us in the Discord. I think that shows the disconnect between the laws of the game and reality of football. No one can convince me that isn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. Because in that situation, so if the goalkeeper can't handball it there, he can't use his hand, he completely misses it, doesn't he? So essentially then, you're taking the goalkeeper out of the situation because he's not touching the ball. So take the goalkeeper out of that picture. Is that a clear goal scoring opportunity for Haaland? Of course it is. For any striker it is, because it's an open goal. Whether he shanks it with his right foot, you might go, oh, he's left footed now. You can't worry about that. For a striker, that is a clear chance to get a shot on the goal. I'm playing Villa at home for a warm-up fixture before the Champions League first qualifying game. That'll be an interesting warm-up. You catch them early in pre-season though, won't you? We're going to move Clark and Hodgson together there. We are running out of players. I might have to promote that other striker now. I think I'm going to have to, in fact. I don't know if we've actually got enough money to do it. There's not enough money in the wage budget because we've offered the new contracts. Oh, balls. Can we release someone? And does it happen instantly? Because these guys are bloody useless. I'm sure we could do it, couldn't we? Was it from this screen? Release player. Right, let's try and get rid of this guy, Sheeran. Cost the club £5 grand, that's fine. So he's gone now, right? Has he gone in time? He has. So now, I should be able to promote this player on a temporary deal instead. He scored as well. It's all happening. Let's offer him a temporary deal and see what he does. As we go into the the Carlisle game. I love Lineker's comment about Rooney and not ever being one up at half time. Oh, I never watched the half time stuff on there. It's so poor. I was putting dinner on at half time. 28th of June drop bet. Oh, you'll be all right then. I think it's clear and obvious, Jambo. I was really surprised by Harvey's response. Do you know what I think is clear and obvious, Jambo? Because as I say, if the goalkeeper can't touch that, because he got it with his hand, if he doesn't hit it with his hand, he misses it completely. So the only option there is take the goalkeeper out, and then it's an open goal. An open goal is a clear and obvious error. Fair enough, Connor. Got to enjoy the simple things in life, haven't you? Personally think we should be trying our best not to send players off, but I do think it's a red. But equally, Jambo, I'd love to not send players off. I'm delighted for the game, don't get me wrong. I'm delighted that he stayed on. I'm delighted we got a good FA Cup final, and I'm pleased Palace won it. But you do think it's a red. It's a red card, isn't it? So there's equally where you've still got to do the right thing. Right, is everyone fit? Pretty much. I mean, we're not conceding goals. It's not like having the sub left back in's making a difference. We're just not scoring. I'll watch the highlights of this one. Hopefully it comes good. Going to do what I was talking about the other night. Starting an Elgin City save with 0 badges later. Brilliant. I think if the English leagues are all right, that plan with Bedford Town for me next year is definitely on the horizon. I think Derek McInnes is a brilliant manager. I think he'll do a good job. The problem is it's not going to be astonishing attacking football and it's not going to be instant success. So I'd imagine what's going to happen, Jambo, is if he's given time, he'll do a solid job. But I think probably October you'll want him out. And then it's just whether the club stick with him or not, isn't it? And again, Palace yesterday was a great example of that. They were bottom of the league after 12 or 13 games this year, weren't they? They hadn't won a game. Great to see Coleman starting his final game at Goodison. Yeah, obviously an emotional day for Everton fans. It's a pretty awful game to have on TV other than that, but... Interesting, Jambo. We'll see, won't we? Time will tell if he's given it. Look at that for a centre-forward partnership. Bourne and Freeman. Peter Murphy was always good in this game. He's on the left of midfield here. In the early FMs, he could play literally any position. Can we finally score goals? Because it's really dried up today. I'm not sure why. It's into the box. Keeper saves it. Well, a lot of managers would, Jumbo, but giving time is the problem for a lot of sides in Scotland, isn't it? And in England as well now. I'm surprised. I know Watford did one while as well. I'm surprised how slow the managerial appointments have been across the EFL. Hibs getting there is painful, but what did they do, Jumbo? They stuck with a manager when everyone wanted him out. Oh, what a goal from Clark. There we go. Darlington back on the score sheet, and Wainwright with a penalty. He's missed as well. He's missed 2 penalties in a row, Neil Wainwright. Where's the confidence? This goalkeeper's having an absolute worldie. I didn't catch who it was pre-game. What a performance. I can't believe, Harvey, you didn't think that was a red card yesterday. It genuinely astonished me. It's the first time you've said something from a refereeing point of view that's genuinely really surprised me. But I just think if the keeper doesn't handball it, he's missing it. And then you have to take him out of the equation. And at that point, Haaland has an open goal. Which, whether he scores it or not, whether it's weak foot or not, it's a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Referees Union. I said it a bit earlier, Rob. I genuinely think it's the disparity between the way the rules of the game are written and suggested to be applied by the Referees Union and what we think happens on a football basis. Oh, he's missed. Thought we'd given away a really poor goal there. I'm a little bit concerned about this performance still. Yes, we're still 1-0 up, but it's not been that convincing. And Neil Wainwright missing penalties is really starting to worry me. I'm not sure we needed to see that one. Yeah, I'd really like to see the audio, but they said it was because the ball was going away from goal, but the ball was only going away from goal because Dean Henderson slapped it there. That's the whole point. You're supposed to be suggesting that. Right, a big win. Not a great performance. Neil Wainwright's still a concern. But a really important result. Hull City won as well. Kidderminster won. Who else is up there? Swansea lost. Bournemouth won. But Harvey, I don't understand that point if you interpret it that he still has to take it round Henderson. Because if Henderson doesn't handball it there, he can't get any other part of his body on that ball. So if Henderson can't get his hand on it, that's gone past him. So he's not got around the keeper because it's already gone past the keeper. All Haaland's got to do is get past the keeper. And if the keeper does anything there, it's a foul to stop him. So he's only got to take it round Henderson if Henderson can get the ball. But if Henderson's not got his arm there, the ball's already gone past him. So the ball's then not got to get round Henderson. It's already gone past the keeper. I'm delighted that the referee agreed with you and kept him on because it made for a much better cup final, but I just don't understand. I think Haaland probably would have missed on his right foot in current form, but it's not would the striker score, is it an goal-scoring opportunity? And it absolutely is. I mean, even for one of us, that's probably a goal-scoring opportunity. Yeah, but Jumbo, I've said that time and time again. The Scottish game can't complain while it won't give 1% of its money to pay the referees to go full-time. If it's not willing to do that, you cannot complain that part-time staff are working in a full-time league and getting things wrong. The same as I went to non-league finals day last week, you can't complain that Spennymoor, a part-time side, have run out of steam with half an hour to go against a good full-time National League side. One of those things. Right, league table. Still 12 points in it now. Swansea have dropped off a little bit. They've got a game in hand. We're ticking along okay. We've only let in 6 goals in 23 matches. I don't think I've ever produced a side this good defensively in LMA Manager, but we'll take it. If we can just find a goal-scoring threat. I just think we're at the point where think we've had enough time now and proven that VAR is never going to resolve subjective decisions because there's so much red tape in illegalities. There's so much difference of opinion across human beings, which is obviously going to be the case. Can we not just put it in for the things that are clear fact rather than things that I think this is a howler, I think this is a problem? Mistaken identity is a fact. Offside is a fact. Goal line technology, it's a fact. Leave goal line technology and VAR for the things that are fact or fiction. That's it. You don't have goal line technology, but you have VAR. That's really bizarre. Aidan, welcome in. Good morning. Agree, Jambo. You need to make it an enticing career as well. I saw the, on a slightly separate note of Scottish football yesterday, I saw the incident with Jack McKenzie. There's going to be some very big financial implications for that. Absolute stupidity, honestly. Sacking a referee is not going to solve your problem, whether you like it or not. We have got Betts back, but he's not fit yet, so he'll probably miss this one and then be back for the New Year's Day game. Exactly, Harvey. But then what's the point in trying to fix them? Because you're never going to have a unison across the referees of clear and obvious errors. I appreciate goal line tech's expensive, Costis. Welcome in. But you're talking about a professional league that's striving to stay in the top 10 in European football. And it's got part-time referees and got no goal line technology. It's not right, really, is it? I just think Harvey in that situation, if he's going wide anyway, and then the keeper brings him down. So would the keeper get a red card then? So if Haaland gets a touch on it, and Henderson's arm then brings Haaland down instead of handballing it, which would essentially lead to exactly the same situation. He stopped Haaland getting to the ball as it's going in the same direction. Is that going to be a red card by the letter of the law? It's not. I'm always going to go against this. It's not Aberdeen fans of this. It's not this is this. Every fan base has idiots. You can get rid of that Aberdeen fan and then a year later it will happen with either a Celtic fan or a Dundee fan or a Kilmarnock fan or a Hearts fan. Every fan base has idiots. And the problem is, as soon as you have an incident like this, everyone piles on and plays the blame game of one set of fans or one set of people or whatever. And the problem is it's a societal problem and a problem across all football fans. And quite often a problem with drugs and alcohol as well, but... Oh, you're going to have good referees, Jumbo. And referees are going to make mistakes regardless, but... I don't ever feel they're given the tools or the chance. I've said it before, why would you want to be a referee in Scotland? It's virtually the impossible job. And we've not got Betts fit enough. We've only played 2 days ago, so we've got to be very careful with fitness here. Niven seems to be one that really struggles, so he's going to drop out. We're going to bring Clark in on the left, and we'll put Kakalov in the middle. And then up front, I'm kind of tempted to go for Freeston. Give him a rare run out. See what he does. That's probably fit enough for the bench. He can replace Niven on there. If he's going too wide, especially now with a covering defender, even if he's getting a shot from an acute angle there, you can't say that defender's getting back on the line with confidence. I mean, I'll say it again. I'm delighted it wasn't a red card, but I can't paint a picture in my mind of how that doesn't lead to a clear goal scoring opportunity. Bobby Madden went to England, remember? Yeah, because he wants to referee professionally. And if they're going to League 2 and League 1 to get more money and to referee professionally when they can't do so in the Scottish top tier, that tells you where the league is, doesn't it? I can't say, you're right, Harvey, I can't say he isn't getting back with confidence. But I can say with confidence that Haaland will get a shot away. It's a goal-scoring opportunity. It's not whether the defender will get back and block the ball on the line or slide in and get it. Even if the defender slides back and clears that off the line, if Haaland gets a shot away, that's still been a goal-scoring opportunity, hasn't it? Let's have a look, Jumbo. Oh, I did see that, Jumbo. Chris, it was great for the final that it happened as it did. It was brilliant. And then obviously the drama of him going on to save the penalty, telling Guardiola to stay humble. It just worked out hilariously, didn't it?
Darlington have struggled.
Right, let's see what we do with Torquay. Ruben Hazel's their right back. He will be a transfer target in the summer. He's the best cheap right back we can get. You've got Big Graham up front we've got to be aware of. What will our youth striker do? So 24 to score in the youth team. Doesn't need to worry at the minute because Clark's done it for him. Perfect start when we've not been scoring many goals. Don't concede. Good save. Collett's a good keeper, to be fair. Oh, no. Oh, he got back again. We'll have to agree to disagree on that, Aiden. We'll agree to disagree, but I can only say I was incredibly surprised. I think it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. Tell you what, wouldn't mind scoring 2 in a game for once. Clark's shot, good save. Not seen much of that youth striker yet. I guess so, Jambo. I guess so. For me personally, it's not a debate, but there is debate, so have to accept it, don't we? I'm just using what ref watch. Oh, Wainwright's missed another penalty. What is happening? He hadn't missed one all season. He's missed 3 in 4 matches today. We need to take our break after this game, but what the hell's happening? Yeah, I mean, I don't have access to Sky Sports now. Mine finished last week. Here come Torquay. Where's Hansen? There we go. It is all Torquay at the minute. And again, 1-0 up, missing a penalty. I don't know what's happened with Wainwright. What would suddenly make you miss every penalty in a row? I'm getting really worried every time the ball goes in the box because our keeper's got the same kit on. I keep thinking it's the Torquay striker unmarked. Come on, give us a second goal. Give us a Wainwright goal. I wouldn't call that a comfortable save. Oh, he scored an own goal on a rebound. We're starting to grow back into this now. It's looking a bit better. Oh, what's happened to Hansen today? Oh, lovely. He was all over the shop. He's furious with the defence. 2-0 up. And that should be game over. Again, not convincing, but we're doing enough at the minute. Yeah, I would be surprised if he doesn't, Harvey. Oh, Kakalov got sent off early. They had 2 red cards. I'd be intrigued to see what happens there, Harvey, next year. Last time we went down this route, it lasted about 8 games, so we'll see what happens. Bournemouth lost, Swansea won, Hull and Kidderminster. Hull lost, Kidderminster won. So it's opening up there. We are now 12 points clear of 4th, but also 12 points clear of 3rd. So it's starting to look like it's going to be a bit of a procession if we can avoid an injury crisis. Although Walsall fans fought that this year, didn't they? So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Rematch ban there. Anyone else creeping into the youth team and looking good? Not on the minute. So what we're going to do as we get ahead to the Rochdale game and the transfer window opens, albeit we've got no money to spend at the moment, is we are going to take our quick breather just so you don't all get hit with the ads during the next few games. We'll be back in 3 minutes and then we'll do another half hour or so. But for now, stick with us. We'll be back in 3 as Darlington face Rochdale. Then We've got a massive third round FA Cup tie. Can we make it to the fourth? It's a great opportunity for us in Kidderminster. See you in 3. Leave the ads running. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute. And we're back. I've run up the stairs, so give me a minute to catch my breath again. I'm getting emotional watching introductions to TNT's coverage going through Goodison's history. It's not like TNT to put some effort into it. Rochdale are rated well, aren't they? They've got a very strong defence here. It's a good job we rested Niven because obviously Kakalov's out. Fitness is a problem. Prieston's going to drop for Hodgson. Defence. Going to bring Betts back in at left back. The rest is okay. McMahon is a problem. I know he can rest him in the cup tie, but he is a problem. Conlon's back as well. So actually, I could take Hodgson out, go Clark, and could I even go Conlon left wing? Don't know if that helps us here. Hodgson on the bench instead of McGurk. And we'll go for 2 strikers on there if need be. I guess at least one of them could drop into midfield if we're desperate. And that's about the best we can do. McMahon's fitness is definitely a worry for me here. Do I take Wainwright off penalties? I mean, Clark's not much better. He's missed 3 in a row. Surely it's got to end eventually, hasn't it? Let's see what happens. It's one of the tougher games we'll have this. We've obviously only got 3 days before the cup tie, but getting promoted has to be the priority here. We don't want to risk of falling away. They have Tarkovsky on the coverage. Oh, there you go. That's not bad at all, is it? Are they telling him how much he should have been sent off against Liverpool? Let's see the highlights. Come on, Alan Hansen, give us some good news here. A victory and we can maybe start to look at the FA Cup as a priority. We've just shown his goal. There you go. What about that? I'm trying to think. Was it Goodison or was it... Was it Goodison or was it Anfield where Jagielka scored that last second screamer? That's a goal that really sticks out to me. I remember watching it in a pub on the way to the Luton game. It was an absolutely brilliant goal. I bet there'll be no talk about Southampton today, will there? Right, early start from Darlington. Wainwright into the box. I was at Anfield. There you go. Some strike that was as well. It's a good start, but again, no goal just yet. Although, got the score. We've really been pretty poor in front of goal today. It's worried me a little. And now Rochdale have got the chance in the counter. Now, the good news for us is all of their best players are defenders. They're old defenders, but they're defenders. So they shouldn't offer too much going forward. Although, they give it away at the back there. Good save. It's been a frustrating one. There's an unfit McMahon taking a pretty tame free kick. Thank you to everyone who stuck with us this morning as well. New National League semi-final prediction show on the podcast channel. 3 EFL finals to come this week. We're back here on Wednesday with the Europa League final, as well as a bit more LMA Manager. We've got a chance here, as we're also back with FM06 tomorrow with Luton Town. Good turn. Oh, he's put it wide. I thought that was a certain goal. 10 minutes to go. Don't lose us the game here. Can we nick it late? That would be a real sucker punch. Into the box. It's poor. Can be 0-0. Or is it? No. Fine. Talking to the man, Jags is there with Big Dunk now. And any representatives from Southampton, Harvey? They're going to get a mention today? I mean, it's another good result. It's another brilliant defensive display, but there's not much going on, is there, in terms of goal threat? And I've not got a budget to change it. Hull have won convincingly. Kidderminster have won convincingly. Of course they do, Harvey. Bournemouth beat Swansea, so I guess one team drops points. I mean, we're not losing is the positive, but I'd really like it if we could just score a few goals there. I wonder if Danny Rowe will go there. He's been a favourite for some time. I don't know what I can do. Ah, Jambo. Thank you very much for that. 11 months on the resub with Prime. Massively appreciated as always, particularly in this year where there's not been an FM. Those little bits that keep us ticking over. I do appreciate it greatly. Ah, you're a harsh man, Harvey. Gonna make that joke every time, aren't I? Hey, nothing wrong with that. Right, let's look at the budgets. I think, yeah, we've only got 20 quid a week on the wage budget. And that's the problem, always was in LMA, is unless you sell, you can't really improve. And you get this big, massive squad, but how do you do it when you're only getting 20 quid a week? We've not got enough to get the budgets up anywhere else. And we've not got the opportunity to renegotiate shirt sponsors, to upgrade the stadium yet. Naylor's declining, so I don't really want to offer him a new deal. I might offer him 1 year on the same wage just to see what he does. Can't wait until the derby next season. Hey, it's going to be fun, isn't it? Luton haven't really got any grudge matches in League One. Cambridge used to make themselves a bit of one, but they've been relegated. Stevenage will try, but it's not really, it doesn't feel like that. So there's not really one about. Yeah, Jambo, it's always the way, isn't it, in Wales? It's a frustration, but I guess that element of it is a bit realistic. You can only normally sign like journeyman Welsh pros who get released. Right, we are a better side than Kidderminster, but we've got a lot of fatigue and we've got to start thinking about it. I mean, look at McMahon there. He's absolutely gone. So we're going to have to make a few subs. Hope it's enough to get through still. So we're going to go for Ford in midfield. Mellenby for Wainwright, who's been poor anyway. Up front, we're going to take Clark out for Hodgson. We're going to bring McGurk and Valentine into the defence. For, in fact, to be fair, we probably don't need both, but Valentine can go in. McGurk will go on the bench. Hartness is struggling a bit, so maybe I will do both. Sasansky should be in the squad. And McMahon's going to have to be the man that misses out, unfortunately. So that will put Mellenby on everything, I think. So we're now rated pretty evenly. Are we going to miss our opportunity to go to the 4th round? Or are we going to get a surprise hero? We've not got any money to improve this squad. So basically our options are to try and sell a superstar to bring in 2 or 3. But even then, we haven't got anyone on a big enough wage to really facilitate more than 2 average signings. Or do we just try and stumble over the line with a big gap? It's not bad going, is it, Harvey? I guess so many clubs have moved stadiums now, haven't they? Results or... No, let's do the highlights. Come on, I'm not sure what the score will be. We'll do the next league game after this as well. And then I'll leave you to go about your Sunday, but... I'm a bit concerned for this one.
Darlington were in action in today's cup match. Their opponents Kidderminster. Alan was there to see the match, so let's...
I'm a bit worried about this.
Here's the first bit.
Early doors, we're on the attack.
Little bit of skill.
Will one of these sub-strikers deliver?
And it's a goal.
Our stream schedule this week, Jambo. So it's a pretty quiet one the next couple of weeks before we get into the Club World Cup. We score a penalty. Ian Clark's on them because Wainwright's out. And he's delivered. So a little bit different to normal, just because we've got guests up next weekend. So we're live on Wednesday night for the Europa League final. Kidderminster go in. So we're live on Wednesday night, both this week and next week for the Europa League final, then the Europa Conference final. And then instead of Sunday morning this week, Jambo, which I don't think we can do, I'm hoping to be live for the Scottish Cup final as Conlon scores on Saturday afternoon. But if not, we'll do Sunday morning then. But if that changes, I'll let you know, because it's a bank holiday and we've got guests up. It's a bit difficult to call. But definitely live on Wednesday for the Europa League final and the following Wednesday for the Conference League final. I think we might be going through, you know. We don't often let in more than one, so... That's the thing, Jambo, isn't it? If Aberdeen score first, it could be a competitive game, but the chances are, I'd probably say 4 or 5-0 Celtic. Don't concede. Good, good. 4th round of the FA Cup, here we come. We've been very lucky with a draw. Non-league Farnborough in the 2nd round. A team below us in the 3rd division. Oh, Jambo, absolutely. Always want the underdog to win. Great performance, that. And if Aberdeen win, that will change the European picture massively, won't it? Let's have a look at the other results. Did Luton sneak past Fulham? No, they lost 4-0. What a team Fulham had back then. I know they've rotated a few for that game, but still some class. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised by that, Jumbo. What were the scores in the other ones? Because you had Lee RMI were playing, weren't they, somewhere? And you had Margate v Arsenal. Margate drew 1-1 with Arsenal. Francis Jeffers saved the day. Oh, my God. That is story to save. Margate 1, Arsenal 1. It's at the Crabble. It's at Dover's ground, that. Wonder if Connor was there. Middlesbrough beat Leo RMI 5-0. They didn't have quite the same problems. Windass, Wiltshire, Boateng and Whelan. No, Whelan, what a player, eh? That is something else. The mighty Margate have drawn with Arsenal. Not sure they'll fare so well in the replay. More importantly, though, we've progressed. Mihailov available for loan. That's a player we looked at before as a defender. To loan him, but 50 grand in. Lovely stuff. Can you increase the wage budget from that, please? Tom, we'll be about 10 minutes. We're just going to do one more. So, you say beer in 20? That'd be all right. What would I pay to see a Coleman 90th minute winner? Hey, the big question, Harvey, if you get a penalty, does Seamus Coleman take it? I still don't think there's enough improvement in the youth team to promote anyone. And that guy hasn't impressed. He's been really poor. So unfortunately, I think we're just going to have to stumble over the line with what we've got. Naylor wants a longer contract. You can have 2 years, but I'm not going more than that. I think he's too modest and wouldn't want it. Or he's not confident. Right, we've got 2 weeks left on 8 hoardings. And the Burger King one's one of the lower original deals. So that will actually help us quite a lot. So we can raise an extra 200 quid a week for that. Freeston's gone back to the youth team, which is absolutely fine. We've now got a couple of players back. Just Kakalov suspension remaining and Naylor obviously being a long-term injury. We had it on the final day last year, Harvey, where we won a penalty and everyone wanted Pelly to take it. But Morris had 9 Premier League goals and very clearly had a contract clause if he scored 10. Because he was not giving it up for anyone. Thank you again, Jumbo, for the resub as we go in. So what will probably be the final game of the stream. Yeah, because Darlington and Kidderminster, I've got to start with that next time in the league, haven't I? So let's get through, because strikers don't give up pens, Rob, eh? Some do at the minute, apparently. Did we ever find out the story? None of the reporters asked Guardiola why Marmoush took the penalty instead of Haaland, did they? I found a bit weird. Oxford v Darlington is the final game of the morning. Oxford are 17th. We've not had our best spell, but I'd like to hope that we can get something out of this. So McMahon is back to full fitness. Does mean we have 16 people fit. Ford is obviously going to drop out. Wainwright is going to come back in. Sasansky and Harkness will return at centre half. I really don't know what to do with the front two. Conlon did well. Clark will come in. I think that's full fitness, isn't it? Because Kakalov's replaced by Clark. And everyone else is pretty much as we were. The only thing to replace is getting McMahon on free kicks. And into the three-sided stadium we go. Final game of the morning. Will Alan Hansen and Gary Lineker deliver us a treat? That's what we're going to find out. Thank you very much for everyone who's been involved in the chat. Now, can we finish in style? Dean Whitehead in that Oxford team. Crosby at centre half, the skipper. Would be lovely if we could finish the stream with Neil Wainwright getting back in form. That's my one hope for this. Love that little bit of music. Right, let's do it. Let's see the glory. Long loading. That's going to be a lot of highlights.
We're in action today with their league position looking good toward the top of the table.
Looking good towards the top. We're miles clear, Gary. Give us some credit. Maybe he knows what's coming. Oxford starting well. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. The shot, equally not good, which is handy for us.
This is early on in the game.
3 minutes gone. Oh, we're playing out from the back. Oh, God. Oh, it works. Click on you go. Who's that to? Just went to watch the Evan game and it's on TRT. Yeah, it is, Scotty. All of our subscriptions have ended now, so I'll be watching the Women's Cup final today and then the Welsh game. That'll be it. Ah, good finish, McMahon. Gave him a rest. He's back to fitness and Darlington 1 up. That's what we want. They're going to have to be careful at TNT because they've got so little value for their package now. To lose the National League, to lose exclusivity of the Champions League. Lost Scottish football a year before with BT, obviously. And all they've really gained is a few FA Cup games next year, which aren't even the first picks. Down the left-hand side. Some good football this, you know. It's probably the best we've performed in recent games. Say that, we'll probably collapse now, but McMahon's having a good one. That's the main thing. Got straight at the keeper this time.
And then this happened. Keeps it.
Parma Napoli will be an interesting game tonight. I can't watch it, but it'll be a good one.
Well dealt with by the keeper. Coming up to the hour mark. Heads it down.
Long time without a highlight at the start of the second half, but we'll take it. Especially as we're 1 up. Is that going to go in? Oh. They must make a lot of their money through phone contracts like with me, although it doesn't cost me any extra money.
That's a little unlucky.
Yeah. Oh, there was literally 2 second half highlights. We win 1-0. What a result. I just think there's going to be a saturation point where things implode, Harvey. There's so many people now going for the dodgy sticks and that. Obviously, we've seen in here how many people say they've got one. Like, people aren't willing to pay for 4 or 5 subscriptions and pay. I mean, there's going to be some that are just stuck out of contract who are paying, what, 150, 200 quid a month. They probably make their money on vulnerable older people. It's a shame, but there's got to be an implosion point. I think we're getting close to it. Swansea win 1-0. Bournemouth win 2-0. Who else is up there? Kidderminster lose 1-0. And Hull City draw 0-0. So a pretty good day for us overall. We're 4 clear of top spot and we're 13 clear. Our biggest ever gap now to 4th. If we add to that, let's have a look at how Luton Town are getting on. 2-0 win at home to Plymouth. Tony Thorpe scoring goals galore. Let's see where they are. Luton are 6th. Division 1, we'll have a little nose at as well. Completely agree, Jumbo. Yeah, Harvey, I get that. And obviously you're out when the football's on. For me now, I wouldn't pay for it. I would never pay full price. I mean, I got on a massive deal last year, which is why I had both. And again, if Now TV came along and said, you can have it for 15 quid a month for a year, which sometimes they do, then I'll buy it because to me, that package is worth 15 quid a month. It's not worth 35 quid. It's ridiculous. Right. We're also a 7th in a Championship or Division 1. Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur are top with Liverpool. Absolutely right. And that's it. When I get a half price offer, it's worth its money. It's not otherwise. Oh, fair enough, Jumbo. But a full price, I wouldn't pay for it. 17 quid, absolutely fine. I would argue anything up to 99 a month for Sky Sports, you can say is probably a fair package. TNT is a bigger problem for me because BT used to be like 15 quid a month. You go, do you know what? You've got FA Cup, you've got National League, you've got Premier League, and you've got all of Champions League, Europa and that. And I go, fair enough. But then when you go, we've lost half those rights, we're going to muddle in the Eurosport stuff, which isn't really much I'd watch bar the snooker, and say 30 quid a month. That's why people do what Chris has done. And while you can't condone it, I don't blame them. Like, why would people not? Howard Skull v Bolton, yeah. Jermaine Beckford scored one of the best goals I've seen at Goodison. Rainbow flick John Terry and running the length of the pitch. I don't remember that goal. Right, I think we're going to leave it at that point, because normally I'd say, oh, we've got an exciting transfer window, but, oh, my wage budget's just gone up. Oh, it's because the youth player went back, wasn't it? 180 quid isn't enough to get anyone in. Rob dislikes Everton because of that. There you go. As soon as you mention Bolton, he's turned. Easy as that, Jambo. Let me tell you now, if Sky was 15 quid a month, you wouldn't have a problem with all the sticks. Simple as that. Well, they all have to end up making it cheaper because they're spreading the content so thin between them. What day was it where we were live streaming? And there was one game on TNT, wasn't it? It might have been a Europa League night or something. And there was 10 live Sky Sports channels and not one of them had live sport on a weekday evening. Like, you can't have that. And the same as TNT, like, on a Sunday afternoon. No live sport on any of the 4 channels. It's ridiculous. Used to sit behind the subs, and Gaston Ramirez gave his shirt to someone who was in front of me after they were talking about when he was a sub. He then had to get a blood shirt as the fan refused to give it back. Ah, oh, dear. Gotta love simple things, haven't you? Mine went by, tried to charge 15 quid for like a Sheffield United game during lockdown. Yeah, absolutely. On top of the subscriptions, ridiculous. In my save, Juve finished level on points, went to a playoff, drew both games. Juve won on penalties. Ah, it's a great rule. Right, we're going to leave it here. We'll be back on Wednesday night for the Europa League final. We will play a bit more with Darlington and try and get towards the end of this season. There's some big games coming up. We've obviously got FA Cup action on the horizon. We don't know who we're facing yet in the 4th round, do we? But Kidderminster at home is a big game to start next. And that is going to be decisive, because if we win it, we'll be 16 points clear of them and pretty much certain for the top 3. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us this morning as we return. Jambo for the resub, everyone else for the chat. Harvey, enjoy your memories of Goodison this afternoon. Everyone else, enjoy your day, enjoy the football, and enjoy the sun if you've got it as we have. And I'll see you again here on Wednesday as we go and look for someone to raid quickly in the meantime. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the start of your week. We are going to go over to... Is anyone we're following live? Traction is playing FM with a retro database, and he's playing with Bolton Wanderers, Rob. There you go. Let's go over to that one. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you again on Wednesday night for the battle of the Premier League failures in the Europa League final. I hope you have a good one. I'll see you again there.